welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to see basic exceptions that might occur in Python. So there are many exceptions that might occur in Python. So I took the top basic exceptions that we will see in day-to-day coding processes. I took some 9 exceptions and I'll explain to you completely what are those. Okay. First up, we are going to see the syntax error. Most of you might be aware of this one. What is syntax error? Basically, when you do something wrong in syntax, like you are missing something which is not complying with the coding practices, that will throw an error. So here I am not mentioning a colon over here. So after giving an if statement, I must give a colon. So when I'm not giving that colon over there, see what I'm getting. Syntax error expected colon. It's saying. So once I mention that colon, there we go. The code runs correctly. So yeah, the next one is indentation error. If you see over here, I am running this code. I'm trying to define a function hello over here, which prints hello. But since we didn't intend this print statement properly, we are getting an exception over here. Indentation error expected intended block after function definition on line 7. After, so we mention a tab over here and we run that, and the code runs smoothly, and this function is defined properly. Next up, we'll go to NameError. So let me try to print some mark. I'm trying to print my mark, my exam mark. I'm running this code. NameError. Name mark is not defined. So I'm straight away going to the compiler and asking print the mark. How will it know my mark? Is it my teacher? So I have to declare the mark first off. So after declaring only, it will know my mark. The name itself is not defined. So because of that, we'll get this name error. So now I define the name mark. And now if I run this code, here we go, we get 90 as a mark. This is the name error. And then we go for type error. Like when you're trying to make an operation with 2 different types. See, if you see here, we are trying to add 2 different numbers, but both the numbers are not in same type. This 5 is in str and 3 is in integer type. So let's try to run this code. See, type error can only concatenate string, not int to string. Okay, let's see. Now what we'll do is we'll try to convert this string into an integer. Integer of 5 plus 3. Now if we run this code, yeah, if 5 string is converted to 5 integer, and then when we add 3, it becomes 8. So now it's good. Or we can do the other way around too, which is converting this 3 to str. Yes, str of 3. Let's see what happens now. Here we go. It will add the basically the ASCII values or something, and then it will give you the results. So either both must be in str or both must be in int. That's the catch over here. And then here we go to the value error. This is the 5th error I'm going to explain. Value error is something when you enter an invalid value conversion, it will be giving a value error. So here I'm trying to convert a number, like I'm trying to initialize a number, trying a value error for int. So if you're trying to convert something to int, you must give an integer string value. Since I'm giving hello, let me run this code. You will see the value error invalid literal for int of function. So when you're trying to use this int of 1, you have to give an integer inside it or a string with integer. So let me give 3. Check now. Now this goes smooth. So there is a number which is expected over here. Instead of that, there is a string which is given. And that's why this exception is being thrown. That's value error over there. And then we are moving to the index error. So if you are not mentioning the proper index, this error will be thrown. So I initialized a list called mylist, and I gave three index values to 3 values which will have index 0, 1, 2. So I'm trying to print the value from my list, which is at the 5th index position. So let's run this code, and here we go. Index error, list index out of range. So whatever the index I'm mentioning over here is out of range of this index, is what it's trying to say. So I'll try to print 2, index of 2. Now it's perfectly printing. See, this is 0, 1, 2. This is the second index. Second index value is 3 and it's printed perfectly. And also, if we are having any issues like this, we can just have an if else block to handle this also. Here, what I'm doing is I'm initializing a list over here 1, 2, 3. So if length of my list is greater than 5, then only it will print the I mean the value at the position index 5, or else it will say that index is out of range. So here I'll run this and I'll get an exception, index is out of range. I'm handling it with if else block so that for the smooth running of code. And then we go with the key error, like an undefined, we are trying to access an undefined key in the dictionary. So I initialize a dictionary called mydict, and name is John, age is 25. So I'm trying to print mydict of salary, but I didn't define salary in this place. I didn't give a key for salary or a value for salary either. So what does that do? Let's see here. Key error salary. Key doesn't exist. We didn't even give any key for this one. So how will it give me the salary? Right? So here I have handled this. So here I'm declaring same, name is John and age is 25. And here also I'm asking for same salary, but I'm using a different method where I'm using mydict.get of salary and comma key not found. So if the salary key doesn't exist, it will give the value as key not found. This is basically an syntax which is defined for dictionary, where if you can pass any key value, and if you're not having the value for the key, you can give a default value which can be shown over here. This below is the syntax, and I have implemented the syntax over here. So let me run this code to show you how does that works. See here, key not found. So the salary key is not found over here. So we are giving this default value as output, key not found. Yeah. So next we are moving to the attribute error. So like the object property issue. So basically, if there is no attribute like that for a given value, it will be throwing this error. So for example, if you see here, I have initialized a text called hello. So I'm trying to append this text with the world, but actually strings doesn't have append value. Append of is only applicable for list, but I'm trying to use that property to string. When you're trying to use a property which is not applicable for this particular format, then you will have this attribute error. See over here, attribute error, string object has no attribute append. This is the thing you're getting. So if it is a string, you should not use attribute. Append. You should use concatenate. Here we go. I'm running this code, and here we go with the hello world. Oh, I'm not printing it. Print of text. Here we go. Hello world. Yeah, we good now. And the last one which I'm going to explain is zero division error. So when we are trying to divide any value with zero, that will raise an exception called zero division error. Here I'm trying to show this result, which is 10 divided by 0, zero division error, division by 0. That must not be done in here. So I'm sure that is one exception. So how are we handling this? So let's try to handle this exception over here. So now I'm defining this safe division of a comma b, where I'm returning a by b if b is not equal to 0. And if b is equal to 0, this particular else block will be executed. We'll try this out. So I'll say c is equals to safe division of 10 comma 0 and print of C. We'll run this one. Cannot divide by 0 is printed. Now if we give 2, we'll get the value as 5. Here we go. Thank you so much for watching this basic exception video. And in the next video, I'll be uploading how to handle advanced exception, and that video will be shown after this one. If you want to know how to handle exceptions advanced level, please go ahead and watch it right away. Thank you so much.